Some of the anecdotes that I'd like to share on when taking clients through a hypnosis process. There's also varied and interesting, and aside, you have all people from all walks of the world, very interesting backgrounds. And however, when they go into these deep crevices of the mind, there's a lot of similarities that do come up. But this one story that I wanted to share, I found quite interesting, was this particular client came in because he said he had been visited as a child by extraterrestrials. So we went in for a deep dive into the unconscious mind, and um, the person's talking about how when he was a child, his parents used to fight. And in that bickering, he would remember seeing a monster down the hallway. So while he's in trance, I said, go ahead and approach the hallway and the stairways where you would see this monster. And let's get a little closer and see what is it that you can capture now that you're in this trance state and bring back that information. And when he approached what was that perceived monster, it was actually an energy field. And the energy field was dark. And I said, well, go ahead and get closer, and you can even integrate into this cloud like energy. See if we can gather more information. When he goes in there, um, sorry, I have a bee here. Um, he says it's actually a field of my parents bickering and carrying on. They're fighting. And that's what I would perceive as a monster. But it actually is energy field. I call it a morphic field, right? An energy field that has information. And he said it would just stay by the stairways. It accumulated. It would stay by the stairways, and he would perceive it as a monster. But however, visiting back and going through the trance state, he saw that it wasn't a monster. It was just an energy field of that collective anger and bickering of the parents. And I found that quite amazing because even though we cannot see something, we can perceive it or we can feel it. And as a child that doesn't have a lot of filters, that they're more open and receptive, they are being able to tap in. And he couldn't necessarily remember what it looked like, but he felt that field as a monster.